I'm kind of putting my 2 cents in on the 9mm versus 45 debate that was going around, and I've been saying 9mm is better than I prefer 9mm over 45. And a lot of people disagree. A lot of people like the 45, but I went shooting. I tried them both out, and I gotta say I like the 9mm better. As you can see, these are sometimes I save my targets. This was from SIG 226. This was my first box, and you experienced shooters are probably saying, don't quit your day job. I'm not sure how well you can see that, but I haven't been shooting in probably a good year to go shooting. This is from a SIG 226. I wrote some notes out here. SIG 226. I was using, not sure how to say that, Fiachi ammo, $16 a box. Not cool. But that SIG 226, man, I see, that was the first time I ever shot that gun, and I see a lot of guys on YouTube say it's a terrific gun, and after shooting it, it really is. It's a really nice gun. Usually when I train or shoot at the range, usually I try to do, with the 9mm and the 45, I'll do double taps and then one to the head, so it's like, and I got a little bit better on this one. The thing is that I was using range guns, and I don't know how many hundreds of rounds went through those range guns, but they're a little rough. I mean, the SIG operated great, but it had a great trigger, but the rear sight was actually candid, and I just I still made it work, after shooting it and then just adjusting. Osama here, he still felt it. And then my third target here, I shot the 45. I shot a 19 Hawk Custom 1911 45 ACP. It was $22 a box. That is not cool. All these targets, I shoot at a little over 10 yards, probably about 35 to 40 feet. I can pretty much own anything within 10 yards, 11, 12 yards, pretty much anything. I can own pretty much anything. As you can see here, I actually shoot the 1911 better than I shoot the SIG 226 because it's just the 1911 feels better in my hand. Basically, I would have taken the camera with me, but it was cop night, and there were tons and tons of cops there. I saw some pretty nice hardware. I saw some full auto MP5 silenced. That was pretty awesome. That sounded like a 22. Okay, the reason why I like 9mm is because it preferably gives me the option whether or not to wound or kill. I'd rather wound the person than kill them. But if that's what needs to be done, then I'll start drilling into his or her head. Second reason, the ammo is cheaper. For this Fiachi ammo, I only paid $16, which is not really good, but I paid $22 for the Nighthawk 45 ACP. So you're getting a little bit cheaper, so you can get more ammo. And third thing, and this is probably the most important thing that I found, is the difference between 45 and 9mm is kind of minute. There isn't a really big difference. You're throwing more lead. You're throwing a bigger piece of lead with the 45, but I don't ever recall anybody surviving from 9mm and saying, well, hey, thanks for shooting with me with 9mm opposed to 45. I don't ever think that's happened. But the biggest thing why I recommend 9mm is because since the rounds are smaller, you can get more rounds into a magazine, and so instead of instead of only using the 7 rounds that the single stack mag offers with the 45, I can get 17 rounds into a magazine, and therefore I don't have to reload. So not having to reload in a firefight, and if you get in a firefight with somebody and somebody's shooting back at you, they're going to duck for cover, and wait for you to reload. So I know everybody says, well, I can reload in 2 or 3 seconds. In a firefight, 2 or 3 seconds is an eternity. You want to be able to start throwing lead and keep throwing lead throughout the firefight. You don't want to sit and hang on. There's no timeout. You can't say timeout. I got to reload. Timeout. There is no timeouts. So you get mag capacity with the 9mm, and and now I see some 45s are starting to offer double stack mags, and they're getting 13 and 14 rounds per mag, but you just can't beat a 17 round magazine coming out of a 9mm. And that's the number one reason really why I recommend 9mm, so you don't have to reload. There's more 9mm use it. As you can see, I'm sorry I don't have like a big ballistic kit. But if you take a close up, I got a tip of a pencil here, and if you take a pencil, I don't know how well this will work out, but if we take this pencil right here in Osama's head, yeah, that was a perfect shot right there, and we take the pencil, look how the size of that 9mm, and then look at the size of this big 45. I mean, it's almost, it's quite a bit bigger. It is quite a bit bigger. You're making, bigger holes with this 45, but the only problem is that you only got 7 shots to shoot them. Okay, in conclusion, after comparing these two guns, the 1911 and the SIG 226, the SIG 226 is a really nice gun, and the 1911 is a really nice gun. In conclusion, personally I prefer 9mm, but when it's all said and done, what really matters is what gun you have in your hand at the time and how well you can use it. I see a lot of tedious debates on the internet, what's better, AR-15 or AK-47, and I don't know. I mean, they're both good guns. What really matters is what you have in your hand at the time, what'll go bang, and how well you can use it. So anyway, that's my 2 cents. So in conclusion, I personally prefer a 9mm, and I want to. I'm gonna leave that in. Okay. Okay. In conclusion, I prefer a 9mm, but